The Iran-Israel conflict is a multifaceted geopolitical struggle with deep historical roots. It is a conflict shaped by ideology, power, and a complex web of regional alliances. To understand the current state of affairs, one must delve into the historical evolution of this tumultuous relationship. Before the 1979 Iranian Revolution, Iran and Israel maintained relatively cordial relations. Both nations shared common interests, particularly in countering Arab nationalism. Israel viewed Iran under the Shah as a valuable ally in a volatile region. However, the 1979 Iranian Revolution fundamentally altered the dynamics of the Middle East. Ayatollah Khomeini, the supreme leader of the newly established Islamic Republic, denounced Israel as an illegitimate entity. He called for the dismantling of the Israeli state, framing the conflict in ideological and religious terms. The Iranian Revolution marked a turning point. It transformed the Iran-Israel relationship from one of pragmatic cooperation to outright hostility. This shift set the stage for the decades-long conflict that we are witnessing today. The overthrow of the Shah and the rise of the Islamic Republic in Iran sent shockwaves across the Middle East. The new regime's revolutionary zeal posed a direct challenge to the regional order. Israel, a close ally of the Shah, faced a new adversary. The Iran-Israel relationship deteriorated rapidly. Iran severed all diplomatic ties with Israel. Tehran's support for Palestinian militant groups exacerbated tensions. The Iran-Iraq War provided a temporary respite in the conflict. Animosity remained, fueled by mutual distrust and ideological differences. Understanding the Iran-Israel conflict requires a nuanced understanding of the key actors involved. Both Iran and Israel are regional powers with distinct ideologies, strategic interests, and internal dynamics that shape their actions. Iran, under the leadership of Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, is a Shiite theocracy with a complex power structure. The Iranian government views Israel as an existential threat and a symbol of Western imperialism in the Middle East. Tehran's support for Palestinian resistance groups and its pursuit of nuclear technology are central to its regional strategy. Israel, on the other hand, is a parliamentary democracy with a strong military and a deep-seated sense of insecurity. The Israeli government views Iran's nuclear ambitions as an existential threat, fearing that Tehran seeks to develop nuclear weapons to threaten Israel's existence. The Iran-Israel conflict extends far beyond the two main actors. It encompasses a complex web of proxy groups and regional alliances, each with its own interests and agendas. Understanding these supporting players is crucial to grasping the full scope of the conflict. Iran has cultivated a network of proxy militias across the Middle East, including Hezbollah in Lebanon, Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad in Gaza, and various Shia militias in Iraq and Syria. These proxies serve as force multipliers for Iran, allowing it to project power and influence without direct military intervention. Israel, for its part, has traditionally relied on its military superiority and close relationship with the United States. It has also sought to build alliances with Arab states in the region that share its concerns about Iranian activities. The normalization agreements between Israel and several Arab countries in recent years are a testament to this shifting regional dynamic. Section 5. Cyber warfare, a new battlefield emerges. In the 21st century, the Iran-Israel conflict has increasingly spilled over into the cyber realm. Both countries possess sophisticated cyber capabilities and have demonstrated a willingness to use them against each other. Iran has been accused of launching numerous cyber attacks against Israeli targets, targeting critical infrastructure, financial institutions, and government websites. These attacks are often seen as a way for Iran to inflict damage and disrupt Israeli society without risking a full-scale military confrontation. Israel too has been linked to cyber attacks against Iranian targets. The most notable example is the Stuxnet virus, a sophisticated malware that is believed to have been jointly developed by the United States and Israel. Stuxnet targeted Iran's nuclear program, causing significant damage to centrifuges used in uranium enrichment. Section 6. The Shadow War, Covert Operations and Proxy Conflicts. Beyond the public domain of cyber warfare lies a shadowy realm of covert operations and proxy conflicts. Both Iran and Israel have a long history of engaging in clandestine activities to advance their interests and undermine their adversaries. Israel, with its Mossad intelligence agency, has a well-deserved reputation for carrying out daring covert operations around the world. It has been accused of assassinating Iranian nuclear scientists and sabotaging Iranian nuclear facilities. Israel rarely confirms or denies involvement in such activities. Iran, for its part, has been linked to numerous terrorist plots and attacks against Israeli targets around the world. The Quds Force, a branch of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps, is tasked with carrying out extraterritorial operations and supporting Iran's proxy groups. Section 7. The diplomatic dance between confrontation and dialogue. Despite the deep-seated animosity and ongoing hostilities, there have been intermittent attempts at diplomacy between Iran and Israel. These efforts, however, have largely been unsuccessful, hampered by mutual distrust and a lack of political will. One notable example was the secret negotiations between Iran and Israel in the early 1990s, facilitated by the United States. These talks, however, broke down due to a number of factors, including the assassination of Israeli Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin in 1995. More recently, the 2015 nuclear deal between Iran and world powers, formerly known as the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, or JCPOA, offered a glimmer of hope for a thaw in relations. The JCPOA, which placed restrictions on Iran's nuclear program in exchange for sanctions relief, was strongly opposed by Israel, which argued that it did not go far enough to address the Iranian threat. Section 8. The military equation, capabilities and doctrines. The military balance between Iran and Israel is a complex and constantly evolving equation. Israel possesses a highly advanced military, equipped with cutting-edge technology and a battle-tested military doctrine. It has a nuclear arsenal, though its size and capabilities remain shrouded in secrecy. Iran, while lacking Israel's technological prowess, has a large and battle-hardened military. It has invested heavily in its missile program, developing a formidable arsenal of ballistic and cruise missiles capable of striking targets throughout the Middle East. Iran also maintains a network of proxy militias, which can be mobilized to support its regional objectives. The geographical distance between Iran and Israel poses a significant challenge for both sides. Iran lacks the capability to launch a conventional invasion of Israel, while Israel faces limitations in its ability to strike deep inside Iranian territory. This geographical constraint has led to an emphasis on asymmetric warfare, with both sides relying on proxies, covert operations, and standoff capabilities. Section 9. Regional alliances, shifting sands in the Middle East. The Iran-Israel conflict is further complicated by the shifting sands of regional alliances in the Middle East. Both Iran and Israel have sought to cultivate relationships with other countries in the region to bolster their positions and counter their adversaries. Iran has traditionally relied on its alliance with Syria, which provides a crucial land bridge to its proxy group Hezbollah in Lebanon. It has also strengthened ties with Russia, particularly in the context of the Syrian civil war, where both countries have supported the Assad regime. Israel, for its part, has historically been allied with the United States, which provides it with substantial military and diplomatic support. In recent years, it has also made significant strides in normalizing relations with several Arab countries, including the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, and Morocco. These normalization agreements, driven by shared concerns about Iranian activities, have reshaped the regional balance of power. Section 10. Future scenarios, navigating the maze of uncertainty. Predicting the future trajectory of the Iran-Israel conflict is a fool's errand. The conflict is deeply entrenched, fueled by historical grievances, ideological divisions, and strategic rivalries. However, by examining current trends and potential flashpoints, we can envision a range of possible scenarios, each with its own implications for regional stability. One possible scenario is a continuation of the status quo, with both sides engaging in low-intensity conflict, cyber warfare, and proxy battles. This scenario, while undesirable, is perhaps the most likely in the short to medium term. Another scenario is an escalation of the conflict, triggered by a miscalculation, accident, or deliberate act of aggression. This could involve direct military clashes between Iran and Israel, attacks on critical infrastructure, or an intensification of covert operations. A third scenario, though less likely, is a negotiated settlement of the conflict. This would require a fundamental shift in the calculus of both sides, as well as a willingness to compromise on core interests. The imperative of peace. The Iran-Israel conflict casts a long shadow over the Middle East. It is a conflict with no easy solutions, yet the pursuit of peace remains an imperative. Dialogue must be pursued to manage differences and prevent conflict. Confidence-building measures can help reduce tensions. The international community has a role in promoting peace. Diplomacy, sanctions, and incentives can discourage escalation. The Iran-Israel conflict is a tragedy for all involved. The path to peace is long but necessary for future generations.